Next, on the world's most amazing videos, towering infernos, raging wildfires. Welcome to Hell on Earth. First, a warehouse full of wood erupts like a massive tinderbox. Then, a hillside inferno traps responders in a ring of flames. Plus, a fiery wreck on a runway has an explosive finale. And later, a blaze in a fireworks tent sets off the rocket's deadly glare. These are the incredible true life stories of people who face their most desperate hour and live to tell about it. Everything you are about to see is real. Real people, real danger, real excitement. Get ready to experience the thrill of a lifetime. You are about to witness the world's most amazing videos. Tonight, Hell on Earth.
San Bernardino, California. The sky fills with smoke as wildfires race through the desert hills. Firefighters aren't sure what started the burn, but the driest season in 150 years has left miles of dead brush to fuel the intense flames. And high winds are only stoking the destruction. Husband and wife camera team, John and Nancy Casper, follow the searing action.
Fire is coming this direction. We are on Highway 138.
This was one of the most dramatic things we have caught on tape because it was so dangerous.
John keeps filming as the blaze spreads. Helicopters move in with water drops, but they barely slow the advance.
The wind was just horrendous. It was blowing so hard.
Firefighters on the ground prepare for the approach. The flames quickly move up the mountainside, encroaching on the highway. Emergency workers hope the road will act as a containment barrier. But they know all it takes is one floating ember to extend the inferno. And that's exactly what happens.
Second spot. Right in front of you. Right up the road. To your right.
All of a sudden, hell broke loose. I mean, it just ripped through there.
John moves in close as firefighters attack the new hotspots with shovels and hoses. But no sooner do they get to one fire than another pops up.
Yeah, let's go!
They're so focused on their job that they don't notice the burning landscape closing in around them. Suddenly, John and the entire crew are surrounded by 500-degree flames. Back in the car, Nancy is terrified.
Everything has turned red at this point. It was embers flying. The sky was red, the ground was red, and John's still out there and he's got his eye on the camera.
Is that everybody?
The responders make a hasty retreat, but they've waited too long. They're caught in the core of the conflagration.
I saw the flames come up over the hill. They were leaping 100 feet high.
As firefighters flee, John bursts from the smoke and leaps into the truck.
Let's get the out of here!
Nancy peels out and barely pulls into the clear with her shell-shocked husband.
I can't breathe. It's like a fire-breathing dragon is inhaling, and you can feel it suck you towards the flame. The The fire takes on a life of its own. It's going to go the direction it wants to, and you just better stay out of its way.
The day's efforts contain less than 10% of the wildfire, which is eventually linked to arson. In all, 3,500 acres are consumed. But the scorched earth serves as a reminder that this battle was the fight of their lives.
Let's get the out of here.
Eau Claire, Wisconsin. A column of black smoke rises from a chemical recycling plant. As firefighters arrive, 10 workers battle the blaze from inside. But then, flames hit the boiler, causing a massive explosion. And no one knows if the 10 employees pulled clear in time. Rescuers perch hoses on ladder trucks. Water beats back the flames at 300 psi. But tendrils of fire still chew at vats of flammable chemicals. Homes and businesses within a 3/4-mile radius are evacuated. The surge of moisture turns the smoke white, a sign the blaze is coming under control. Until suddenly, a chemical waste canister blows apart, blasting a fireball 300 feet high. Heat from the detonation can be felt a 1/4 mile away. It takes the rest of the afternoon to finally contain the fire. But there's good news. Authorities learn that all 10 plant workers made it out safely. Much of the sprawling factory has been reduced to charred scrap metal. But thankfully, nothing was lost that can't be replaced. Dayton, Ohio. It's terror on the tarmac. A small airplane has crashed on the runway and burst into flames.
Hey, Mike, get everybody back away from it.
Pilot Johnny Farrell escaped the raging inferno as 90 gallons of fuel erupted around him.
I was on fire, and I knew I had to get out. There was no one to help me out.
Despite 2 broken ankles, he somehow walked off the plane as the blaze spread over the fuselage. But Johnny wasn't in that cockpit alone.
I was concerned about my grandson, who was sitting in the seat beside me, to get him out of the airplane.
The odds of his grandson James surviving this fire are about to be dealt a serious blow. An onboard oxygen tank explodes, flinging fuel-soaked debris across the airfield. All Johnny can do is pray that James escaped in time. Falling unconscious, it'll be some time before he finally gets the word. James made it out alive.
Once the fire was in my face, I kind of panicked and jumped through the windshield off the nose of the plane.
James suffers 2nd and 3rd degree burns. But he soon learns that Johnny took the worst of the disaster.
My grandpa was definitely not out of harm's way at that point. That was very scary.
His grandfather is airlifted to a trauma center where doctors will have to amputate one of his feet, grounding his dream of ever flying again. But in the end, both men are just happy to be alive after this day trip turned into an earth-shaking nightmare.
Coming up, a gas truck ignites on a freeway.
Man, that's a hot air.
And torches an overpass. And terrified residents scatter as windswept flames incinerate their neighborhood. Plus, a century-old church is decimated by raging brimstone. Next on the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth. Now back to the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth.
Baltimore, Maryland. A landmark church falls victim to an act of God. A lightning strike to the 140-year-old cathedral caused the steeple to erupt in flames. Firefighters try to control the blaze. But for Chief Kevin Cartwright, fighting this fire is more than just a job.
I'm a 10-year member to this church. It was very difficult to separate myself from what was actually taking place because this is a part of me that's literally burning.
The 5-alarm blaze draws 150 firefighters into the fray. And then it happens.
And communication, be advised, you have a collapse.
The flaming spire crumbles from its perch, exploding onto the sidewalk below.
I'm thinking, my God, I pray that no one is nearby or right under where this steeple is falling.
3 firemen are pelted by the raining debris, barely escaping with their lives. Church members watch their house of worship crumble. The loss is almost too much to bear.
It was just like a gut-wrenching, eerie feeling to see this place of healing actually being torn and ripped apart. I mean, it just rips you apart.
Intense effort slowly brings the fire under control. And as the smoke starts to clear, firefighters get their first look at the devastation. The $2 million building is a total loss.
In my 18 years of service in the fire department, I've never experienced a fire, especially a church fire of this intensity.
The congregants are left with only one thing.
We don't just praise God when things are going good.
We are hopeful that, the Lord will provide, us to restore what's been lost.
It stood for well over a century. It only took 5 hours to destroy. And now, the people of this beloved church will forever remember their baptism by fire. Oakland, California. In the dead of night, a gas tanker explosion turns an interchange into a raging inferno. Nearby city workers watch as the blaze torches an overpass.
Dude, that's crazy.
In moments, the whole span starts to buckle.
Oh, look at the freeway. Look at the board.
Then it happens. The spread of gas fuels 2,900-degree temperatures. steel bolts melt and a 200-foot section collapses. Firefighters finally get a hose on the flames. Morning Light finds the tanker buried under $10 million worth of charred steel and twisted concrete. But the driver is not found among the ashes. He saved his life by outrunning the swirling cauldron just after impact. He made it to a hospital where he was treated for second-degree burns. Fortunately, the rest of the interchange was deserted, and there were no other injuries. For 80,000 drivers, Monday's commute went up in smoke. Thanks to a fireball stronger than 300 tons of TNT. San Bernardino, California. Two separate wildfires have converged into a massive conflagration in the desert mountains. Driven by 30-mile-an-hour Santa Ana winds, the blaze has become a raging firestorm. And now, it threatens a school. Emergency crews desperately try to extinguish the hotspots. But it's too late. The inferno roars through the campus, obliterating everything. It then heads straight for a neighborhood. Some residents try saving their homes with flimsy garden hoses. Others grab what they can and flee for their lives. Officials order the area evacuated. One family barely makes it out in time. Within seconds, the houses are completely engulfed. Firefighters move in, only to be blasted back by the scorching 1,200-degree heat. The thick black smoke turns day into night. Red-hot embers rain from the sky, forcing a retreat. First responders regroup and desperately try to secure a perimeter. The crews are stretched to their breaking point. But their hardline stance slowly turns the tide. After consuming 160,000 acres, the fire is finally brought under control. Hundreds of homes are destroyed, but thousands more are saved. All thanks to the brave men and women who refuse to back down from Mother Nature's fiery wrath.
Still to come, a train trestle becomes kindling for a quarter-mile swath of destruction. Then, a motel inferno surrounds guests in a cauldron of doom. And a girder-buckling blaze melts a skyscraper into scrap. When the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth continues. Now, back to the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth. Sacramento, California.
An apocalyptic mushroom cloud looms 2,000 feet in the air, terrifying residents.
It looked like downtown Sacramento had a nuclear bomb go off. And my understanding was they could see this from as far away as the Bay Area.
But it's not the end of the world. It's a raging fire on a train trestle. The old wooden bridge is coated with a chemical called creosote, which is meant as a preservative. But it's also highly flammable, creating an overwhelming task for firefighters.
The bridge is about a quarter-mile long, and when our first crew arrived, almost the entire bridge was fully engulfed in fire.
The chilling sight draws spectators and news crews from far and wide.
There was people bringing chairs, like folding chairs up there, bringing ice chests up there. They actually made it a family outing.
But this is no picnic. The creosote is giving off potentially toxic fumes, putting everyone's life in danger.
Everybody away from the rail track.
Even with nearly 100 firefighters on scene, the conflagration continues to rage out of control.
I've been on major fires before, and I have never seen anything like this. They keep bringing in more and more engines, and they just can't stop this thing.
Eventually, officials concede defeat.
There came a point in this fire where we realized it was a losing battle. We're really not going to stop it.
All they can do is hose down the perimeter and wait for the fire to run its course. After a brutal 2-day struggle, it finally burns out, leaving the bridge in ruins. Captain Doucette is still haunted by the memories of the harrowing spectacle.
But it was one of those fires that you still smell the smoke weeks later. You know, in fact, there's still sometimes I still feel like I smell it.
And for the people of Sacramento, it was a glimpse of Armageddon they'll never forget. Madrid, Spain. The capital city's landmark Windsor Towers climbs 32 stories into the sky. But tonight, the whole thing is in danger of coming down. Fire breaks out on the 21st floor, the result of an electrical short. Nearly 200 firefighters race to save the historical marker, but their hoses can't reach the upper stories. The blaze ravages its way toward the roof of the building. Flaming debris rains onto the street. The neighborhood is quickly evacuated. Emergency personnel work through the night, battling temperatures of nearly 1,500 degrees. Then, shortly after 3 a.m., the top 6 floors collapse. The skyscraper burns and crumbles. By morning, most of the remaining floors have been gutted by the inferno. And soon, all that remains of the building is a smoking steel skeleton. The once towering structure must now be completely demolished after the biggest fire in the city's history. The Madrid skyline will never be the same, and neither will those who witnessed this night of high-rise horror. Riverdale, Georgia. Furious flames eviscerate a local motel as guests scramble for their lives. Rescuers face a stacked deck. The old building has no sprinklers in the rooms. Without reinforcements, entering is suicide. Clayton County units, led by Chief Alex Cohilas, rush in as backup.
The minute I walked up and saw that scene, I had an absolute feeling of dread. It was very, very hot, extremely intense, and very chaotic. I was convinced we were fighting the gates of hell.
As more and more of the motel burns away, the chief gets a terrifying report. A young girl is still trapped in her room. But no matter what they do, the flames continue to swell. Cohilas soon learns why.
The gas meter had become involved in the initial fire, and a valve burnt off, and natural gas was fueling the fire.
The rapid spread of flames attacks the covered driveway. Collapse is inevitable. Workers quickly shut off the gas line, while firefighters bravely push into the motel. Somewhere inside, the small girl still waits for rescue.
There was this desperate rush. We had to get to the top back left corner of the building.
The struggle to reach the victim is intense. Moments later, the child is found, hunkered down in a bathtub, with second and third degree burns over 18% of her body. She's treated in the back of an ambulance. Soon, word spreads to the crew. She will survive.
It was a wave of emotion that swept our entire force. That was the one bright spot in that day. Frankly, this is why firefighters become firefighters. For that one moment in time in their career when they're called upon to risk their life to save a stranger.
Several firefighters suffer minor injuries, and the motel is completely destroyed. But Chief Cohilas and his crew take solace in the fact that things could have been much worse.
We were planning for a mass casualty event, and it turned out, thank God, that we didn't have more than what we did. It's frankly a miracle that we didn't have more casualties.
Just ahead, it's a 4th of July nightmare when a fireworks tent blows sky high. Then, a burning roof strands a fireman between pillars of white-hot flame. And later, a gas factory explodes and launches scalding shrapnel onto a freeway. That's straight ahead on the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth. Now back to the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth.
It's the 4th of July in Port Richey, Florida. But this is no ordinary grand finale. A tent loaded with fireworks has gone up in flames. The explosive blaze nearly incinerated customer Andrea Bergman and her 5-year-old son, Griffin.
Everything was burning, burning, burning. I couldn't get out. It was like a nightmare. I said, Griffin, run. Run, Griffin, run.
The two escaped as $70,000 worth of bombs erupted at their backs. Firefighters move in cautiously, knowing they too could be pummeled by the random assault of rockets.
Griffin has second and third degree burns. I had second degree burns all over my legs. I'll be scarred for life, literally, physically and mentally.
3 fireworks hit me. But my mom, more fireworks hit her. I was okay. We was lucky we was still alive, but my mom was almost dead though, but she's still lucky too.
On a day commemorating the battle for independence, Andrea and her son are glad they didn't become casualties of war. Phoenix, Arizona. It's a firefighter's nightmare. A storage facility full of stacked wooden pallets. It's perfect kindling for a blaze that soon towers 50 feet in the air. Over 90 responders create a perimeter around the warehouse. They douse the complex with water, but can't stop the billowing flames from reaching the truck yard next door. Burning tractor trailers buckle in the searing 2,000-degree heat. By the time the fire is extinguished, a row of semis and the entire pallet building are reduced to ashes. Authorities believe a blown transformer sparked the disaster. It created an impossible situation that led to inevitable devastation. Weymouth, Massachusetts. In the dead of winter, a fire sweeps through a house. Moments ago, the family of 6 barely escaped with their lives. Now, one group of firefighters battles the blaze from inside, while others cut holes in the roof to release toxic gases and prevent dangerous backdrafts. Firefighter Bernie McCauley must create a vent near the inferno's core. Armed with a chainsaw, he slices into the shingles. But suddenly, the frame begins to crack under the searing heat. Seeping smoke and surging flames surround McCauley. A fellow comrade searches for him, but he's nowhere in sight. Suddenly, he emerges, trapped on the other side. The only way out is back through the raging fire. A ladder is laid out as a makeshift bridge. McCauley attempts the treacherous journey through the blistering flames. One wrong move could be the difference between life and death. Finally, he reaches safety.
Yeah, he just made it. That was close.
With a tragedy avoided, the men continue their dangerous work. Then, a cruel twist of fate. A fireman slips on the frost-laden ground and breaks his leg.
You all right, Chris?
They're down a man, but firefighters eventually contain the ferocious blaze. On this perilous night of fire and ice.
Up next, plane crash survivors flee as their scorching death trap explodes at their backs. Plus, a warehouse crumbles in minutes when a fire hits blazing speeds. When the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth, returns. Now back to the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth.
Yogyakarta, Indonesia. A commercial jet burns in a rice field after sliding off a runway at 250 miles an hour. Injured passengers flee, knowing the flames could soon spiral out of control. Because on this small island, in a nation of 17,000 islands, emergency personnel are hard to come by. The walking wounded are in the middle of nowhere, unsure of how to find help. Able-bodied passengers assist those too injured to stand. But as they struggle to evacuate, their fears are realized. A series of explosions rocks the plane as the fire reaches the fuel tank. Firefighters finally find access to the area on a nearby roadway. They rush in to hose down the engulfed plane and contain the blaze. EMTs do their best to aid the masses of burned and battered passengers. The most serious cases are transported to a tiny local hospital. Its hallways are soon clogged with patients who require critical care. But the small town snaps into action, working around the clock to aid the victims of Flight 200. Thanks to their quick work, over 100 people survived the crash. It was an amazing rally by this little community on a day their island paradise got a taste of hell. Jefferson Park, California. A massive fire has taken over the night at an abandoned warehouse. With every door and window locked, the indoor blaze superheated the structure to over 1,200 degrees in less than 4 minutes. Before the alarm could even go out, the entire building was engulfed. Firefighters mounted dual attack, some on 80-foot ladder trucks, while others move in at ground level. Slowly, they flood the red-hot cauldron. It takes 2 hours before the flames are finally drowned out. Thankfully, no lives were lost when this empty building burst open with a scalding rage.
Coming up, a burning gas factory throws a city into Armageddon. That's next on the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth. Now back to the world's most amazing videos, Hell on Earth.
Dallas, Texas. The earth shakes as a factory storing compressed gas explodes. Workers were filling acetylene tanks when a valve ruptured and ignited. Now, canisters burning at 7,000 degrees are launched like missiles onto surrounding freeways, landing mere feet from morning commuters. Hazmat coordinator Ted Padgett knows he has to act fast.
Within a mile of this facility, we have approximately 150,000, give or take, working downtown Dallas. Immediately asked for a shutdown of the freeways.
But the violent explosions make it too dangerous for firefighters to move in.
The fireball itself looks to be going approximately a quarter of a mile up. Just in the matter of seconds, it just doubled, tripled, quadrupled.
Padgett keeps first responders at a safe distance. letting surrounding buildings and parked cars fall victim to the voracious flames.
That is the least of my concern right now, simply because of the magnitude of the explosions going off and the concern for the personnel. We're in a basically wait-and-see mode.
Finally, after an hour of intense burning, they are able to move in. The amount of property damage is staggering. But no lives were lost.
We were extremely lucky. With the amount of vehicles we had on the freeway and the amount of cylinders that came off of the fence line, and the fact that we wrapped it up and didn't have injuries, I would say it was a big-time success.
It packs an awesome power, and its allure is unmistakable. But fire unleashed is the epitome of disaster. And no matter how we fight it, man will never fully control the brutal force of hell on earth. Join us next time for more of the world's most amazing videos.